If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
What other interesting parties do people have or adults have? Ooh. I've heard of a divorce party.
Yeah.
And I've heard of a separation party.
Yeah, I've heard of mortgage burning parties are pretty fun.
Oh, mortgage burning parties. Can't even think of that one.
Yeah, my uncle's had a mortgage. Not many people do it, but my uncle had it and it was a big time. So then I think fun. You paid off your mortgage.
Yeah,
Let's get Liddy up here.
Yeah, that's great. I like that. Awesome. I've never heard of that one.
It's a great thing to party over.
Absolutely.
The biggest debt you'll ever own in your life, and you just paid it off.
Yes. We should have had a party when we paid off our student loan.
No, you know what? Yeah.
A student loan party. Yeah, burning party.
I paid off my Honda Civic a couple years ago. That should have been a party.
Yes.
Welcome to the Rom-Com Rewind Podcast.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Devin.
And like you, I love rewatching movies over and over again.
You found us here, you made it here, you love romantic comedies, we do as well.
So this is a show where we rewatch rom-coms, break them down a bit for you, maybe take a peek behind the curtain, dig beneath the surface, and decide, does it still hold up?
Today we have The Switch. And if you're listening to us on Spotify, make sure you throw us a follow, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, as well Apple Music. Wherever you're listening to us, if there's a follow button, please hit it. And if you hear anything that you want to chat more about or you want to reach out to us, you can do that on our email at romcomrewind@gmail.com. Karen, I'm going to get to your email, I promise. Instagram at romcomrewind and TikTok at romcomrewind.
So we have a message from Katie. She said, "Hi, I recently found your podcast thanks to Spotify suggestions. I love rom-coms and really enjoy you guys discussing them. You two do it so well. Just a few movies I love. The Wedding Date, The Perfect Man, Just Go With It, First Daughter, The Other Woman, and Blended. Ones I saw recently, Plus One and Palm Springs." Ooh, we really have to get to Palm Springs.
Palm Springs.
I'm sure some of these are already on your list, but I thought it was worth a message. Absolutely. Thank you so much for messaging us. And we're so happy you found us through Spotify.
I was going to say, thank you, Spotify, first of all, I guess. Palm Springs, we do, because Palm Springs is going to once again bring up the is Andy Samberg good-looking conundrum, which is always difficult.
It's been established he is.
See, I disagree, and I'm going to fundamentally disagree.
Oh my God.
And it hasn't, Sarah, because we've posted that on our Instagram, and you haven't won.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. You're just in severe denial of it.
I'm pretty sure I won.
I am going to look back in our archives. I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to show you, because you are wrong. He is good looking, and the majority agree.
The Switch is a 2010 romantic comedy by Will Speck and Josh Gordon based on the short called The Baster. I'm glad they switched the name to The Switch. The Switch is the story of Cassie Larson, played by I wrote down Angelina Jolie here.
Oh my God, imagine.
It's Jennifer Aniston. Yeah, Angelina Jolie, that would be an interesting actress for this.
I don't think she could have played this role.
Yeah. Jennifer Aniston as Cassie is the eternal optimist. Her life is going pretty well, but there is one thing missing. It's motherhood. She wants so badly to have a baby, but Mr. Right has yet to come along. And now we also have Wally Mars, played by Jason Bateman. He is Cassie's best friend. Heads up, they also dated about 6 years ago. We're going to get back to that. But they're besties now. They're just best friends. Wally, however, is kind of the opposite. He's fairly pessimistic. He's kind of neurotic. He has some, as they describe in the movie, some hard edges. Cassie decides to speed her life in the direction she wants it to go. She needs a sperm donor. She don't need no man to have her baby, but she wants to be able to meet this sperm donor face to face, and she doesn't want to go through a sperm bank due to the heavy cost of that. All the while, Wally is trying to convince her otherwise, that this is a bad idea. Don't go down this road. And maybe, perhaps it's forcing him to confront his own confused feelings around Cassie. Now, we also have Jeff Goldblum in this movie as Leonard, and we have Patrick Wilson as Roland. And that's the lead-in for The Switch.
I would like you to be the first to know I'm having a baby.
You're pregnant?
Not yet, but I'm working on it.
A party for insemination?
Only Cassie would do it like this. I'm Roland, the donor.
I'm Cassie's best friend.
Oh, that's okay.
What's wrong with my sperm, by the way?
You're a little neurotic.
You had your window with Cassie, and you doomed it. She put you in the friend zone.
Overall, I enjoyed this movie. It wasn't the typical rom-com formula where you saw the woman who could only have a baby if she had a man, similar to the Backup Plan that we did a few weeks ago. But in this one, she doesn't realize the dream guy is standing right in front of her the entire time. It also focuses a lot on Wally, Jason Bateman's character, instead of her storyline, which I thought was different, a different change of pace for audiences. I also really liked their chemistry together. I thought they made a really good pair. When I think of movies that Jennifer Aniston has done with Adam Sandler, and instead of Adam Sandler, add Jason Bateman, do I like it better? Yes.
Answered my own question. I do like it better, Sarah. Thank you for asking me. I'm gonna agree and disagree to something you started off saying, because she doesn't realize that her perfect man is right in front of her.
Well, because he's not perfect.
He's not perfect. He's not the perfect man yet.
Correct. No, you're right.
And that is the premise of my thoughts on this movie. I find there's two phases to this movie. There's the before the kid sequence. Spoiler, we go into a kid sequence in this movie. But before the kid, Wally is either one of two things at all times. He is either massively self-conscious, pessimistic, and mopey, or he is either just a major cockblock for anything that Cassie thinks will make her happy. Ooh. Those are the two states of being for Wally for the first 30 minutes of this movie.
I think you're right. Actually, it reminds me, as you were saying, like pessimistic and mopey and all this thing, I was like, oh, is he naming all the seven dwarfs? I was like, wow, like...
He's not bashful, I know that.
No, he's not bashful. He's not, what is it? Is it funny? No, there's no funny. But there should be a funny, because he's not it.
He's not that one. No. Yeah. But then if you push through those 30 minutes, I promise, then, spoiler alert, we add an extra character to the movie, and Wally turns out to be quite a lovely character. He still has his quirks. He goes through... There's just a nice character arc for him. You just got to get through the annoying setup so that there's a nice takeaway at the end. So I do agree, the perfect man was right in front of her. He just wasn't that guy yet.
And I did like the character arc for Wally. I liked that they actually saw it through. I find so many times like there's so many holes to poke when they do character development in a movie, because you only have an hour to 2 hours to really sell the story to audiences. So you have to do it in such quick little spurts, but you actually got to see the growth of Wally throughout this movie, and it really centered around Sebastian, the kid.
Well, probably seeing himself in Sebastian and realizing, if I want my kid to end up better than me, we need to confront some of these things that we both have in common, that we're just like a little bit neurotic about life. Jennifer Aniston, though, great. I spelled her name correctly down here. Jeff Goldblum can do absolutely no wrong.
I know. I love him.
You know what, though? Between 05 and now, I don't think he actually plays any different characters. He's just the same guy. Remember he did that Thor movie, and I think he's the same guy in the Thor movie as this.
I loved him in that movie, actually. I would watch that movie again just to watch him.
But in this movie we have a business executive. What is he? He's a Wall Street something, but he's an executive and he's kind of quirky and he's zappy fingers. He's the same guy.
He is zappy. Oh my god.
He's the same guy in Thor. He's just a business executive on an alien planet, and he runs the planet, but he's still Wall Street guy. Ooh, I'm Jeff Goldblum.
So it starts off with Wally meeting Cassie for lunch. One of his quirks, which actually bothers me a lot in this movie, is when he moans when he eats.
Really started to hear her about timing and why wait. And, I started... Would you please stop?
He is having sex with his food. That is what he's doing.
Whoa!
Yes.
We went from 0 to 100.
I had to.
He's just making
I
noise,
had
Sarah.
to. You were agreeing with him. I just had to do it. I had to put it out there.
Okay.
So
sex with the food. It's a little much. Public restaurant.
I mean, this isn't American Pie, but
yeah. That is literal sex with food. This is just noise accompanying
okay, it's
food.
going too far. This is going too far.
Oh, God.
So Cassie's telling him that she's going to have a baby. She's decided she wants to have a baby and wants him to help her find a sperm, but not his.
Right.
And he kind of makes the comment. He's like, well, what about mine? And she goes, oh, no, no, I want somebody, specific. And it's because he's so neurotic and he WebMDs everything. He thinks he's sick with everything. He's a pessimist. He's very mopey. So that evening, or maybe a few days later, I don't know, but Wally and Cassie go to Debbie's birthday party, and he literally has the 2010s hairstyle down pat in this movie.
Yeah.
Like long enough that you can put gel in it, but it's too long to have it stand up on the end of your head.
It's just messy enough that you're not sure if it's supposed to be like that or not supposed to be
if he
like
rolled
that.
out of bed like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He just woke up like this.
It's the unintentionally, I'm a little bit messy today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking back, it's like, oh my gosh, this happened.
Was ridiculous.
Yeah. I do
stupid.
look back at a lot of 2010s fashion and can't believe we wore the things we wore.
Oh, only 2010s?
Oh, no.
Okay, the 90s were way worse.
The 90s were 100% worse.
I saw somebody with frosted tips recently,
No.
and I just had an immediate flashback to 90s boy bands, and I'm like, dude,
no.
this was bad back then.
Oh my God, do you
need
remember?
to fix this.
Do you remember when Justin Timberlake had frosted tips and it just looked like ramen noodles?
Yeah, he had the ramen noodle haircut.
Oh,
Yeah, it was great.
I look back now. We've come so far.
So at this party for Debbie, Cassie starts chatting up with this guy. And remember, Cassie is all about finding the sperm donor. She's vibing with this dude a little bit. Wally is seeing from across the party. And this actually annoyed me so much. And his intentions were pure because Wally is aware that guy is married because he can see the tan line on his ring finger. But he goes in and just aggressively cock blocks the hell out of Cassie. Like, let's go. We got to go out of here. And she's like, oh, I'm enjoying the conversation. She's like, no, we got to go. He just totally drags her away.
Yeah.
She's annoyed about it because she's trying to find that sperm. What's your best or worst cock blocking moment? Like either you've been cock blocked or you've cock blocked somebody else.
I mean, part of it is that she's not looking for a guy. She's looking for a sperm donor. Like
There's
Wally.
a difference.
There
okay?
is a difference. Like she's not looking to get like. Do you not agree?
I love how now the qualifications of I'm just looking for sperm. All right, I don't need a man. I just need his.
Hi, I'm Cassie. I'm looking for sperm.
I'm looking for sperm.
Cassie.
Yeah,
I'm looking for sperm.
But that's much less commitment. Okay.
It is. You're not going home with the guy.
No.
You just want his product.
We just want yeah.
What he can offer.
Yes. Woo.
Okay, so one I can think of, we were bringing my brother back to university, and we had gone out with his friends to a bar. The med students were at the bar. They were doing a pub crawl, and so I ended up chatting with a guy for quite a while.
Who was going to be a doctor?
Yeah. Key there,
Here we go.
med student, he was going to be a doctor.
We're chatting this guy.
And then my brother comes up and he just starts chatting with him too. Hi, introducing himself, how's it going, blah blah blah. And I'm like, he unintentionally had no idea.
I was gonna say, did he know what he was doing?
No, he had no idea. He was drunk. He was just having a good time, saying hi to everybody, whatever. But he unintentionally cock blocked me without realizing it. Because then the guy was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, have a good night, bye. And then we migrated back over to him, my brother, and his friends, which is totally fine.
Partying with siblings is always like that. You run the risk of
yeah. Well, because you're there to hang out with your family or your friends or whatever, and then you're on the side doing whatever, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Oh my gosh, I'm blah blah blah, and totally cock blocked me unintentionally. So
my story is also unintentional. It's not really a cock block. It is it's like a pre-blocked cock.
Okay.
The cock was always blocked, and I was not.
Oh my god.
I just enabled that. So.
Oh, okay.
I was wingmanning a friend at a little party, whatever,
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And I was at the washroom, and I ended up talking to this. It was a party for lawyers.
Okay.
And I was at the washroom, and this woman is waiting behind me in line. So we started chatting, and I thought, wow, she's socially, what a great conversationalist. She's clearly extremely smart. This guy who I was wingmanning for, I'm like, I think she's checking all my boxes, dude.
For him.
For him. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, I think he'd like her.
Yeah.
So then I go back, and I'm chatting with him. I'm like, yo, see that girl over there? Right up your alley, dude. Go and talk to her like right this second. She is absolutely your type. So he goes over there and he introduces himself. They're having a great time. Maybe 15 minutes later, a guy who's also a lawyer who I'm friends with, who knows everybody at the party, I'm like, yo, check it out. He's chatting that girl up and he's like, Devin, you idiot. She is married.
Oh my
Not only is she
God.
married, she's married to another woman.
No.
She's in a same-sex marriage. I'm like,
oh my God.
That is...
Devin.
That's the ultimate unattainable. Like, not only is she already married, but like, not even. He's nowhere in her wheelhouse.
I don't think you'll ever be asked to wingman for him again.
And then it's funny. So there's a group of us. We all see that, and we just die laughing. We're like, this is because he's still shooting his shot while we find out this information. And then another 20 minutes goes by, and he, you know, when people are like angry at you, but they don't want to create a scene.
Yeah.
He comes over and he's like, you motherfucker.
Oh no.
But he's like keeping his voice low enough so nobody else can hear him. He's like, do you know she's married? I'm like, yeah, you know, I found that out. And he's like, to another woman? And I'm like, yeah, I did find that out. But then I asked him, I'm like, but like, was she not great? And he's like, she was awesome.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I was getting. He's like, you didn't ask like any other follow-up questions?
Oh,
not
no.
really, dude.
Oh my
God. I just sent you off there to die, so I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, so duly note, you're not a great wingman.
No, apparently not. No, he wasted like 50 minutes of his night talking to her too. Like that was
my
long.
goodness.
He was into it.
That is so funny.
Yeah. So she doesn't end up getting that guy's sperm at that.
Oh God. Okay, sorry, I'm still like dying. Okay.
I mean, that's the ultimate. Like I said, I didn't cock block, but
Well, it was unintentional.
the cock
right?
was going to be blocked regardless.
Totally. Like no chance was going to be had.
Yeah. So sorry. So Cassie doesn't end up getting that dude's sperm, although Wally does send him on a wild goose chase to get him out of the picture.
Gooch chase.
Gooch chase. But eventually, Cassie does find the sperm.
Yes, she does. And at this point, Cassie and Wally aren't really talking. They haven't really talked for about 1 or 2 weeks or so. Wally gets an invite in the mail from Cassie that he is invited to a I'm getting pregnant party or an insemination party. I didn't know that this was a thing. Like, I feel like people do have like trying to conceive parties.
Do they? Okay.
Well, I think so. Well, I mean, if they have this, I'm assuming they have trying to conceive parties.
So that would be my thing. An insemination party, if it's artificial, I think that is the edge of appropriateness. If you're in a normal relationship and you have the same, like, that's just weird. Like, hey guys, we're gonna this afternoon, and why don't you all come over to bask in the glow of us trying to
we have
get
free basters
pregnant.
for everyone.
Like, but we don't even need basters
I
because
know,
I'm just like, that's weird. Hey, everybody, come on over. We had sex upstairs about half an hour ago. Great times. We're trying to have a baby. That just creates a film of uncomfortableness over everything.
Like, I wonder at this party, like, so at Cassie's party, were the favors basters?
The favors could be basters. That's kind of funny.
You know?
The fact that the whole baster concept kind of just freaks me out a little bit.
Well, I don't think they actually used a baster.
But it was a weird visual for the...
I think it was an ode to what the movie was supposed to be called.
I think that's exactly it.
And the book,
It
right?
makes... yeah. Makes me feel like Jennifer Aniston is like livestock in this movie.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, the process is a little bit clinical, right? Like
hopefully
to trying to conceive.
Hopefully
Yeah.
more clinical than a turkey baster.
What other like interesting parties like do people have or like adults have?
Ooh.
Like I've heard of a divorce party.
Yeah.
And I've heard of a separation party.
Yeah, I've heard of like mortgage burning parties are pretty fun.
Oh, mortgage burning parties. I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, my uncle's had a mortgage. Not many people do it, but like my uncle had it and it was like a big time. So then I think
fun.
you paid off your mortgage.
Yeah,
Let's get Liddy up a here.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
I like that.
awesome.
I've never heard of that
It's
one.
a great thing to party over.
Absolutely.
The biggest debt you'll ever own in your life, and you just paid it off. Yes.
We should have had a party when we paid off our student loan.
No, you know what? Yeah.
Student loan party. Yeah. Burning party.
I paid off my Honda Civic a couple years ago. That should have been a party.
Yes. What else can we have a
My
party
credit
for?
card bill is down to 0, guys. Oh, let's go.
You can clearly tell we've been on lockdown for the last 2 years.
I
We
know,
wanna,
right?
Have
We
celebrations
just want
for everything.
Anything.
So at this party, Cassie's friend offers Wally these non-prescription pills, but they should be prescription pills. Anyway, he is very high and he goes to the bathroom, opens the specimen that the donor Roland provides.
So this is important. At this party,
Yes.
we do meet the donor because that's what Cassie wanted. She wanted to meet whoever the guy was, and it's Roland, played by Patrick Wilson, which I think really hit Wally kind of hard. Like, not only is Cassie gonna have a child with who knows who. Oh no, we do know who. It's Roland, and he's tall, and he's got deep blue eyes, and he's charming and handsome, and he's already in a very successful, we think, relationship with his wife, and this is just to get a few extra bucks, but he is kind of, they make a lot of jokes about the golden stud and all that kind of stuff with him.
Yeah,
so I think Wally's going through a tough time right now.
Yeah, because normally I think he's neurotic enough that he wouldn't take the pill that Cassie's friend offers him.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I think he's just feeling really, what's the word?
He's feeling mopey, like,
Yeah.
but extra mopey.
Yeah, so
the mopey is up to the max now.
and like they kind of do it interestingly, because I would think that it would be more professionally done or like more clinically done.
Do you think this insemination party is a little strange?
Oh, 100%.
Do you find it weird that we're celebrating artificially inseminating a woman?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean,
Huh.
I would have thought that it would have done, like, the deed would have been done in, like, a professional clinical setting.
Oh, I know.
And not in the bathroom of some girl's apartment, like some woman's apartment.
Roland's just hanging out here, and then they're like, all right, go jack off in the washroom. Like, what?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
And, like, like to magazines. Like, what?
Yeah. A little strange.
Like, we are, like, 2010.
Yeah, I know.
There is the internet.
You can, yeah. Toss him a laptop at least, guys.
Oh my god. Anyway, so the specimen is on like this platter in the bathroom, which again, like, is it sanitary? Is it like, I've just
Don't
have
you need
so
to
many
chill
questions.
that? I feel like you want to put it in the fridge, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, you don't want those spermies hanging out there.
You don't want slow sperm.
No.
So Wally goes in there, and again, he is totally like just high out of his tree, and he starts like playing with it. Somebody comes to the door, knocks on the door, and it scares him, and he actually drops the specimen in the sink and down the drain.
Dun, dun, dun.
And he's like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So he decides that it's a really good idea in his state as well to refill it with his specimen.
But I find this movie funny in that, like, they kind of do that, but then they quickly cut right to the next morning. And Wally is at work, and he's, like, hungover. He's puking into a garbage can. And then his boss, Leonard. Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Is like, he makes a joke. He's like, you are fired. And Wally's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you came over to my house. You were raving about the Vikings. You were just in a total state of disrepair. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of piecing together. Wally has no idea really what happened that night. He was rambling. He was saying some strange things.
Yeah,
He
he's
ended up at
totally
his boss's house. But
blackout.
yeah, totally blackout. What happened? We don't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't remember.
No, but I think as the audience, you can kind of gather.
Yeah. He replaced
The movie is called The Switch. So Wally and Cassie go to see a play. And again, the entire time, Wally's just continuously complaining as per usual. And that is one thing that I'm like, okay, like I get that you're trying to give his character like, you know, the neurotic, the complaining, the pessimistic, like, but it kind of like, it does really wane on you while you're watching it. Like, oh my God, how can you complain about a play that you agreed to go see? Like, if you didn't want to go see it, don't go see it. But anyway, and she's pregnant. Cassie tells Wally that she is pregnant and that she's moving back home to Minnesota. So 7 years pass from Cassie leaving, and he's still going on dates during
Wally
this
is,
time.
yeah.
And he's so negative.
Doesn't feel good. But after 7 years, Cassie is coming back, and he meets her now 6-year-old son, Sebastian.
Yeah.
They don't sugarcoat it in this movie. It's very clear that kid is not Roland.
No.
That kid is afraid of things. He's a little bit pessimistic. He's a little bit precocious. Like he's just an odd child, I guess. He is not I feel like Roland was really teed up as like the all-American, I'm a go-getter. I'm like, let's do some rock climbing. Actually, you know what? Okay, I've got a question because they did Patrick Wilson for that role.
Yeah.
Like, let's do like top 3 Hollywood actors that they could have or should have picked as like the ideal sperm donor, because they were definitely shooting for a specific body and person type.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me think.
It's 2010.
It's 2010. Okay, it's 2010. Matthew McConaughey, not now, in 2010.
2010 Matthew McConaughey?
So he wasn't as big as he is now. Like, I don't think you could ask Matthew McConaughey now to go back and play this.
Even 2010 he was pretty big. I
think he could still do it.
Because when did How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days come out?
Between I would say 2004 to 2006 or 8.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I feel like that's when his stardom just did a big like boop, like now you're a superstar.
Yeah, it launched. He launched quite quickly. That's what I mean. Like 2010. Yeah, he's cutting it a little bit close, but I could still see him doing it just as like a little side, you know, like, oh, I'm in between movies, like I'll just pop in whatever.
Right. I was thinking some Marvel guys, like I think their Marvel trajectory had already started, but it was still like Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth.
Ooh, Chris Evans, I could see.
Chris Evans, you could definitely see. Because he can also do the like Roland isn't a bad guy.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
He's not douchey, but he is a little bit like... There is an air about him, I guess. He tries to be the nice guy, but I think he does think that he's better than other people a little bit. A little tiny bit.
Yeah. I think another person who could have done a really good job was Bradley Cooper.
Oh, Bradley Cooper's a good one. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's good.
Because he could have toned down the assholeness from Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah.
And upped the charmingness that he has in like a few other movies.
He is a charming guy, but he can do both.
Yeah,
he can sit in the middle.
Michael B. Jordan as well.
He's classically good looking.
But I don't know how old he would have been back in 2010. But kind of like around the time when he did that movie with Zac Efron. Right?
And Miles Teller.
Yeah.
That awkward moment. So I would say that awkward moment is right when you wanted to get Michael B. Jordan for this role. 2014.
Oh, okay. Because like they play like kind of college guys, right?
Yeah.
Like I find it almost might have been like...
Because when this movie came out, he would have been 22. Because I thought about Simu Liu, but... Yeah, Shang-Chi in the Marvel movie.
He would have been good.
He's amazing.
You're loving the Marvel characters, eh?
I am. I feel like because Marvel always does like the... Like, there is a certain vibe of, like, I'm a hero.
Yeah.
I'm muscly, I'm a hero, and I'm a good-looking hero.
Yes.
So it's very easy to just pick Marvel guys.
They're not all bad. Like, none of them are bad-looking.
But Simu Liu would also be, like, around 21, 22 around this time. So just a tiny bit too young.
Yes, agreed. Like, if they did the movie now.
Oh, amazing. You know? Both Michael B. Jordan and Simu Liu now doing that role. Perfect.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So now that Cassie's back in NYC, she wants Roland, like she wants to touch base with Roland to say like, hey, like I'm back, you know, maybe we can meet and get some coffee and hang out a little bit, and then she could feel the vibe on whether or not she wants Sebastian to meet.
She can judge if Roland wants to be in Sebastian's life and if Roland's a good choice to kind of integrate him a little bit so that Sebastian knows who his father is. And Roland, so they meet for coffee and lunch.
They do.
Roland is on the rebound. His wife cheated on him, and he's not taking it well. But he's extremely jazzed up about this opportunity. He's like, I always wondered what happened to you. And he also, a key thing with Roland is that he is very supportive.
Yes.
Something that Wally was, and still kind of is, not. Roland says a lot of stuff about how, wow, it was so strong for you to make that choice, and I was always so I had so much admiration for you for making such a difficult choice, but it's what you wanted to do. And it's all the stuff that Cassie wanted to hear from Wally.
Yes.
So she's back in town. She's got Sebastian. Roland's saying all the right things.
Every time Cassie is with Roland or like has other things to do, Wally watches Sebastian. And this is my best scene when they go to the zoo and then they after walk through the park. And they go on the bus and the lady says, "Oh, your son is so much like you, is a little you." And he goes, "Oh no, that's not my son." I mean, come on, like how have they not pieced it together yet, first off? But I found that scene really touching, the park scene.
Do you want to tell me about your new school?
Why?
Because you're a kid, there's nothing else to talk about?
Well, I don't want to talk about it.
What's his name?
Aaron O'Connor.
Aaron O'Connor.
How'd you know?
Because I've been there.
You went to PS 66?
No, the proverbial there. You know you're going to have to stand up to him sooner or later, right?
I don't want to.
Well, then he's probably going to kick your ass. You all right with that?
Wally still, remember, he doesn't remember what happened that night, but he is seeing all the signs. It's kind of uncanny how similar they are. But it also, I think it makes Wally more equipped to be the father figure there.
Yes.
And we find out that more as Roland becomes a bigger part of the picture, that, Wally can just answer some of the questions that Sebastian has, and he understands that, he's a little bit neurotic because I'm a little bit neurotic too, and we can talk about this.
Yes, and navigate it together, right? Because they're very similar, but it almost gives the strength for Wally to overcome his fears and his pessimistic attitude, and it makes him grow as a person as well. And you do see that in his character arc throughout this movie. I did like that part of it. I mean, I love Jason Bateman, so his character was a little bit annoying in this at the very beginning, but like you said at the very...
But around this part of the movie, I'm like, okay, he's a little bit more endearing, he's more manageable, I can live with this.
So after this, he does go to see his friend Leonard, and they talk it out about that night, long time ago, and Wally realizes that he changed the sperm that night. It all kind of comes back to him, and he goes, "Oh my God.
I didn't know that trading Diane Sawyer to the Vikings meant anything to anybody."
Roland is the Viking. The Viking is Roland. Don't you see what that means?
Okay. So what you're saying is that he's the donor, and there was a trade made.
Yep.
Okay, what kind of trade? For who?
Oh my God, holy shit. I mean, you don't think that I could have, that I...
How would that have even occurred? I'm trying to picture it, was there access to his ingredients? I don't even know.
Was there access? I mean, I don't know.
He goes over to tell Cassie, but before she can, she cuts him off and says that there's a spark between Roland and Cassie and that they've been hanging out. But there's also, this is a weird conversation because she also says there's a spark between Wally and her.
Yeah.
And
it was an opportunity. There's a trend in this movie where Wally has the opportunity to tell Cassie how he feels, and we think that Cassie would be receptive to that, but he never does. And she kind of tees him up like, there's always been something between you and I as well, ... Yeah. And he just doesn't...
Take it, bite.
Come on, man. Let's go.
No, and so she gets closer with Roland, and I think really he plans Sebastian's birthday party, because Wally goes to Sebastian's birthday party, and it's at a rock climbing club, which Roland's really into, and Sebastian doesn't want to climb the wall, but Roland makes him. And the scene, I'm like, oh, dude, don't make him do it. Like, he doesn't want to do it. He's having a content time. And
that's tough, though. Don't you want to? We're about to be parents.
Yeah.
To a little boy, by the way. Did we ever say that we're having a boy?
No, I don't think we ever did say no.
Don't you? And I think as we get closer to the date, maybe we'll do a little bit more jest, like, maybe we can, you know what, ask us anything if you want to ask us,
absolutely.
reach out. But don't you want to challenge your child at some points like that? Like, I don't think Roland went about it the right way. I'm just throwing him up there.
Agreed.
But I think we want to challenge ourselves, right? We want to confront our fears a little bit.
Yeah, new challenges, new opportunities, new get them to try everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then they can make their decision on whether they like it or not.
Who's going to be the
oh God.
Right. Which parent are we going to be here?
I don't know.
Who's going to be the one saying like, "Oh, little baby Devin, he's fine down here. He doesn't need to be up on the wall." Who's going to be the Roland being like, "No, we got to get him up there."
We're also not naming our child Devin, so
yet. We don't know.
I don't know. I think it depends on what it is, like what the activity is, right?
So it's going to be me, is what you're saying. No. I'm going to be the one being like, "No, we're getting in the pool. Let's go."
I don't think so. I really do think it'll depend on what it is,
Okay.
Like, because there's certain things that I really want, like, our kid to get into, like swimming and skiing and that kind of thing. So
you are better at both of those things than me.
So maybe it'll be me then. That's kind of why I said it, like
right. All the things that Sarah's good at.
Well, and then like your like the things that you're good at. Like, you're far more musically inclined than I am. Like, and by far I mean like completely more musically inclined than I am. Like, I can't, like, I played clarinet in grade 7 and 8.
So there's a difference here. Nobody's afraid of music, okay? Like, people are afraid of pools. People are afraid of ski hills. There's no kid like, "Oh, the piano, no."
Yeah, but getting them to practice.
There is no confronting your fears when it comes to music. It's just
challenging and new opportunities and pushing them to continue with something that they may not want to continue with.
There is a character building aspect of learning something so religiously and practicing so much that you can nail it. I agree with that.
Yes. I'm not strictly focused on the fear aspect of things. I don't want to create fear in my child. Come on now.
Let's get back to it. So the rock climbing thing doesn't go well.
No, it doesn't go well. And Roland realizes that Sebastian has a much better relationship with Wally, because Sebastian, when he's afraid, grabs Wally's hand, or when he's upset, grabs Wally's hand. And instantly, I think Roland is a little bit threatened and asks him to get a drink after, and confides in him that Sebastian hates me. How can I get him to like me?
Which, like, Roland's character, there's nothing bad about him.
No, you can't hate him.
He is trying. But as he describes Sebastian's character, he's got hard edges is where this description comes in. And then Wally says something, and Roland says, "Yes, exactly like that. That's exactly what Sebastian says. You have the hard edges too." And Wally is obviously now aware, like, yeah, he's my fucking kid, bro. Like, obviously we're going to be the same.
Growth. We're seeing growth.
We're seeing splintering, where Roland is maybe spiraling a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, he's still fresh out of that relationship where he got cheated on. So he's driving hard for Cassie here.
Yeah.
His relationship with Sebastian is just horrible. Wally is trying to step away from Roland, but he's also realizing, like, okay, how do I maneuver this correctly?
Yeah, and in that instance, though, Wally realizes that he has feelings for Cassie and does want to be the father of Sebastian.
Right, but you lied. Well, you didn't lie, but, like, everybody thinks you're not the father. So how do you...
I know, but honestly, like, the signs are just so apparent. I still don't really understand how nobody clicked in.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
How it didn't click in for anybody that like, maybe it's him. Like,
Well,
I'm sorry, you put sperm in the bathroom. Anyone could have switched it. It wasn't done in a professional manner.
Yeah.
So Roland sweeps Cassie off her feet and brings her to Michigan, to his cabin. And Cassie calls Wally to go pick up Sebastian from a sleepover because he has lice.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Sebastian's so happy to see him. I love it.
This was actually my best scene. It's the whole lice sequence, I guess.
Okay, I love that this is your best scene, but
just because
little
it's
micro bugs.
It's back to the character growth. Like, imagine for a guy like Wally who is WebMDing any symptoms for like a sore elbow. How hard that must have been. I almost gagged a little bit. It was disgusting.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they're like he's going through with a fine tooth comb, literally, to get the lice out of Sebastian's hair because we weren't going to shave Sebastian's head.
Yeah.
It showed a lot of character growth. It showed a lot of the growing camaraderie and maybe a little bit of paternal love developing there between Sebastian and Wally.
Yeah.
I just thought, like I said, Wally at the beginning of this movie wasn't insufferable, but whatever a half step down from that is, that's what he was. But I thought it was a beautiful, his character was growing in a very pleasing way, and this was a key scene for me that I thought, okay, like, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the character growth. I get it. I get the vision of the movie now.
Cassie comes home from Michigan and says that she's going back in 2 weeks and bringing Sebastian and that Cassie and Roland are actually thinking of moving in together. And at this point, like, I do think that Roland, dude, you just got out of a marriage. Like, it's not even just a relationship.
He's rebounding hard.
You are rebounding hard. And like, for Cassie, I just find it so, and maybe it's because she believes that Roland is the father of Sebastian that she wants it to work so badly.
Yep.
But I'm like, girl, like, this is way too soon. Like, you guys have only been dating for not that long.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And Wally kind of freaks out on her.
I mean, Cassie, I that's a mistake. I think that this guy is a mistake.
Don't do this. Don't ruin this for me.
Hang on.
No.
Cassie. Come on, look. He started the year married to someone else. Look, he's obviously going through some kind of crap, and maybe he doesn't realize it, but it looks like he might be using you and Sebastian to cushion the blow.
I agree with him.
Yes.
Like, for the reasons. And she's like, you always do this. You always, so pessimistic about my life and my life choices and everything like that. But I agree with him in this instance.
And I think it's back to the character growth of Wally, right? Like, he does freak out, but like, he's much more reasoned with his argument this time around. But Cassie just sees, like, mopey Wally is upset about the choices I'm making again. Like, screw this guy.
Earlier on in the movie, Wally tells Sebastian on how to stand up to his bully. So Sebastian takes his advice by acting all crazy, and Sebastian gets beat up by his bully.
Yeah.
But instead of going home to Cassie, to his mom, he shows up at Wally's door and says, I wanted you to be proud of me.
Aww.
And I'm like, oh, my heart.
God.
Like, my heart breaks.
It's hitting you in the feels.
So Wally brings Sebastian home, and it turns out that they're having a little party. So Cassie and Roland's family's in town, so they're all having a little party, and Roland is going to propose to Cassie. I'm like, you haven't even moved in together yet.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is where, like, Wally has been trying to figure out the right time to tell Cassie, hey, I switched the sperm, the kid is mine. And he's realized that this has got to be it.
Oh my God.
And he kind of, Roland makes that revelation, and Wally even says to him, he's like, I'm so sorry. And Roland's like, for what? And Wally walks away because he needs to tell Cassie the truth. And the way it all works out is that he's about to tell Cassie, and then Roland gathers everybody in the living room to do the proposal thing, and Wally has to cut him off in front of everybody and reveal what he did that night. He switched the sperm, guys!
And everybody gasps.
Oh my God. The horror! And he has a very impassioned speech. He does tell Cassie that he loves her and that he loves Sebastian and all this stuff. Of course, in the moment, Cassie's probably still focused on the whole you switch the sperm thing.
I would be.
So she says, never talk to me and never talk to my child ever again. Roland is a little bit devastated. Like, everybody's pretty awkward there. And yeah, we're kind of at a point where the revelation's been made, but it's not all a happy ending yet.
So I think a few weeks goes by, and Cassie shows up to Wally's work. and stands outside and waits for him to be done work that day. And she says it will be on her terms that Sebastian will be in Wally's life. She doesn't want to keep Sebastian away from his father, and he can't just disappear out of Sebastian's life. And that she isn't dating Roland anymore. She turned him down because he wasn't you.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cute and sweet.
She always knew that Wally was the one. He just needed to know that Wally was the one, I think.
Oh, that's really
Maybe.
sweet.
I don't know.
So it ends with Sebastian's birthday party and a dog getting adopted.
This one is actually hilarious. I love, you know what? Sebastian's character is really funny. The theme of the birthday party is this dog that is at a kill shelter.
Yeah.
It's a three-legged dog, and they talk about the dog, and then before he blows out the candles, he's like, no, I'm not blowing out the candles until somebody adopts Rex, or whatever the dog's name is. And then it's just awkward. Until eventually it was Debbie, I'm pretty sure. He's like,
Debbie.
I guess I'll adopt the dog. Like, it is like a character quirk that I actually enjoy with Sebastian.
Yes, I do agree. I did appreciate the end of this movie. They've gotten married and they're one big happy family.
Quick facts.
Quick facts. Diane Sawyer was apparently perfectly happy for her image to be used in Jason Bateman's masturbation scene.
Oh, nice.
After arguing with Cassie, Wally is seen walking in the rain. A truck passes behind him bearing an ad featuring a turkey baster. This is a reference to The Baster, the short story on which this movie was based. Jennifer Aniston wasn't terribly happy about the change in the movie's title from the fairly distinctive Baster to the more generic The Switch.
The Baster would be more eye-catching.
It would be. Jennifer Aniston revealed in the DVD extras that she had known Bateman since she was 25, and the producers and directors noted their good chemistry in working together. The film differs drastically from the short story Baster, which features an unattractive man in love with a beautiful woman. The writer had nothing to do with the movie, as he felt it was going to Hollywood. Jason Bateman and Jennifer Aniston have also starred together in the movies The Breakup, Horrible Bosses 2, and Office Christmas Party. Juliette Lewis and Jason Bateman both starred in the movie adaptation of Starsky and Hutch in 2004. The scene that opens on a bowl of pancake batter being mixed by Sebastian is a replica of the breakfast scene in Kramer vs. Kramer from 1979. Juliette Lewis and Jennifer Aniston have both been in a relationship with Brad Pitt. Jennifer Aniston's movie Life of Crime in 2014 started off with the title The Switch. The play that Cassie and Wally attend is Hamlet by William Shakespeare. Jason Bateman, who plays Wally, and Thomas Robinson, who plays Sebastian, also worked together on an episode of Arrested Development, A New Start, as Michael Bluth, an undercover cop kid. Wally wears a Rolex GMT Master with a Pepsi bezel throughout the film. Towards the end of the movie, when Cassie and Wally are reconciling in front of Wally's building, Cassie says she turned down Roland's proposal because despite all of his qualities, he's not you. This is very similar to the reason Ross gives for choosing Rachel over Julie on the TV show Friends. She's not Rachel.
Love it. Honorable mentions. I mean, are we both going to say Jeff Goldblum?
We are.
Yes. Okay. I was actually going to ask you. That's why I asked you, because I was going to pick somebody else.
Oh, no.
It's got to be Jeff Goldblum.
It does. It has to be honorable mention.
Who else can you honorably mention in this movie?
You know what? I have to say Sebastian.
I was going to say Sebastian.
One of the main characters.
Yeah.
He does a fabulous job at acting at such a little young age. You know, a lot of times I find young actors can be a little bit awkward in their lines or in their delivery, but he played quite an interesting little character, and he did it so well. Like, you really believed, his character.
We, Sarah and I were watching a sitcom last night. I won't say which one because you'll be able to guess who we're talking about, but there is a child actor in that who was on the show for like 10 years, and you can totally tell that when they cast that person, and then 10 years later, how that person is acting, you're like, this has not worked out. That person did not develop into a good actor, and I'm sure the showrunners are like, oh, we this up. That was a bad call.
Yeah. But Jeff Goldblum in this movie, I loved that you really didn't know, or you really couldn't tell whether or not he was really listening to Wally in this movie when Wally was talking at all.
Yeah.
And like just giving his opinions anyway. But he is very suave in this movie, like really cool.
He's suave in every movie. He's cool in every movie.
I know, but I just love it.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum. What should have beens? More Jeff Goldblum. That's all I have.
Oh, yeah.
He was in it. He was in it enough that I really enjoyed him, but I think you could have just added just a tiny bit more Jeff Goldblum. And now overall rewatchability. I've got Chemistry, 3.5. Storyline, 4. Thirst Factor, 2.3. Imagination, 3. I mean, it's a remake of a short film. Soundtrack was a 2.2. And Cheese got a 4, though, for an overall score of 3.16 out of 5.
So my rewatchability is Chemistry 4.5, Storyline 3.85, Thirst Factor 3, Imagination 3.4, Soundtrack 2.5, Cheese 3.5 for an overall score of 3.46.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. This has been the Rom-Com Rewind of The Switch. If you want to reach out to us, TikTok, Instagram at Romcom Rewind. You can email us, romcomrewind@gmail.com. And, thank you for listening to us wherever you're listening to us at stingraypodcast.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever.
Thanks for listening.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.